The Canada thistle has gone to seed. It's an enchanting sight watching their fluff float on the summer breeze. The fields are laden with proper host plants, but the butterfly count is still down. This thistle stands alone in the far end of the field, enticing pollinators and forbidding grazers. In many of our fields, the pearly everlasting is in bloom. This should be attracting breeding painted lady butterflies, but we've still only seen a small handful. But we certainly have no shortage of birds. In many of our fields, you can hear the sound of the alder flycatcher yelling out for free beer. The beavers have been expanding the terminal pond in the series, and some fresh beaver work can readily be seen. The ponds create fertile habitats for many species of animals, including song sparrows. This song sparrow seems particularly perturbed by my presence here. The chirps it is giving are alarm calls, probably attempting to alert the other animals of my presence. I noticed it had a red object in its beak the entire time, but I can't quite figure out what that object is. Maybe honeysuckle berries? And of course, the ponds also attract herons. It seems that this chink note coming from the cardinal has aroused his attention. He seems to be surveying his surroundings for potential threats. Green herons often stand erect while doing this. If I weren't so close to him, he would blend in perfectly with the snag that he's standing on. I think that fluff sticking out of the end of the bill is probably a feather from preening that stuck. The variety of songs in the forests has slowly diminished over the past few weeks, but there are still many interesting things to be found, such as these doll's eyes berries and blue cohosh berries. Crested coral fungus is found in a few different spots. These ornate stocked boletes are quite striking. I love the mixture of mustard yellow and olive green coloration. And then there are the lactarius mushrooms, also known as milk mushrooms, dubbed for the milky white sap that is exuded when squeezed or cut. On a trail in between the woods, there was an ovenbird chick hopping around this week. The red lines on the head are faint, but they are starting to come in. This bird has a lot in common with thrushes, such as its drab coloration and tendency to stay low in the woods, but is actually a member of the warbler family. Two days in a row, the calls of sharp-shinned hawks were in the woods. They are very difficult to spot, but with patience and a little bit of luck, they can be found. The streaky chest and mottled face and back indicate that this one is a juvenile. Not to mention, the calls it's giving sound like begging calls. Owls are known for coughing up pellets of undigested fur and bones, but other raptors do it as well, and it looks like that's what this hawk was doing. Notice this one looks more mature, with the orange barring and the bluer back. And she is not the one making the calls you hear. Now what I think happens in this scene is she flies over to a tree, probably where some food is cached, and here comes the baby and knocks it down, and the baby is left on the floor. And here it picks something up. It looks like a rodent to me, but that'd be unlikely. The main food on the menu for a sharp-shinned hawk is birds. This is why sharp-shinned hawks are the most common raptor and backyard bird feeders. The calls she gives here are more typical of adults. It was a fascinating afternoon watching these birds. I just hope they stick around so we can see them again. It was a short week for me this week, but still action-packed. And as always, I'm excited for the next.